Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns.
Is it the Huns or the Hunt?
The Huns.
Oh.
Defeat the Hunt.
Yeah. To defeat the Hunt. That makes sense, no? You know, because you're hunting your enemy.
And you're going to defeat
them. Yeah.
Yeah. But
it makes more sense.
That would be the Huns. Yeah. Historically, I guess.
I don't know the history of Disney.
It's not the history of Disney.
No, I know.
China.
China. Are we going?
Oh. Got him.
Didn't even realise.
Hi
everyone, welcome back to Pokes and Jokes. Episode
11.
Oh, what a beautiful number. Representing the gates of heaven, the angel numbers. Mm-hmm. Okay, anyway. How you been, my Jen?
I'm good.
Sounding a bit hoarse.
Oh, I'm incredibly hungover, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah? Tell me about what happened yesterday.
So I had a bingo call competition at Dabba's, social bingo.
So just explain that a little bit more for what people who might not know what that is.
So it's like bingo, but it's not like Mecca or like
your bog standard old lady bingo.
Yeah, it's not old lady bingo. It's more like a party. So like they do like different shticks with the bingo. So they've got like a UK garage bingo, and then they've got like an emo bingo, which is called Panic at the Bingo, which I think is quite funny.
That's hilarious.
So they do like loads of different things, and like the competition that you can win £1,000 and be the next bingo caller, but you kind of need to like come up with your own little shtick. So I did like Cockney bingo, which pretty much more or less ended up just being garage bingo, because I was just like, are you really, really ready on the mic? And yeah, I had to be there at 11:30 a.m. From a.m. to p.m. And yeah, basically was just drinking Malibu cocktails on arrival. Hadn't had a liquor breakfast, and there was like 5 contestants as well. Everyone was really good. I didn't get through, but I did get a job. So
money pays, baby.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a really fun day. Like, yeah, you just get everyone dancing, play little games. I had a tiebreaker, so I got people to down Bacardi Breezers, which was quite funny. And yeah, you just got to come up with like silly calls and stuff.
That sounds well fun.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. Like that game was only 15 minutes, but usually it'll be like 2.5 hours.
I've been to one like out club night bingo esque thing. It was in the Troxy years ago, yeah. But that was so much fun. So I can only imagine what it would be like with you calling the numbers.
Exactly, yeah. I just was like, because everybody proper prepared like things. They had like graphics on the TV and tracks. I had a bag full of stuff with like prizes and my bingo calls. I left it all at home. And so, yeah, so I bollocked myself from the off. But like
you had to wing it.
Yeah, I had to wing it, but they managed to like find most of the tracks that I'd picked anyway. But mine was definitely a lot more brassic. But I think that was quite fitting anyway, because it was like East London bingo. So it's like,
it makes sense.
It's a cos he lives, babe. Like, you're lucky I'm even here and could afford the bus fare, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that was really fun. And yeah, it's just like a bit more vibey, but people really went to town. Like one guy had like videos of himself as different characters that were like interrupting the game and like all these sound effects.
Oh, sick.
And he was on like second, and that's when I was like, you know, when you're sitting there and you're like, at that point I realised I fucked up. I was like, yeah, okay, people went above and beyond. I just went up there and was like, oh yeah. But that's why my voice is hoarse.
How long was it? Like an hour, you said?
No, well, altogether, so it started at 11:30. We didn't get out of there till like 5 o'clock.
But how long were you doing your
Just like 15 minutes,
oh, okay,
15, 20 minutes, so it wasn't
so you were having
bad.
fun the rest of the time?
Yeah, just watching other people, but
Yeah.
I was knackered and pissed by the end of it.
Making most of the free Malibu.
Yeah, exactly, you've got to, do you know what I mean? You've got to get it where you can get it.
You got to, ain't you,
Yeah.
babe?
And then after that, yeah, it was my girl Keely's birthday. Happy birthday, Keely.
Happy
Shout
birthday.
out. So then we went to Nettle 360 and then
And you got this beautiful bronze tan. I see you're looking alive and well today.
And I shouldn't be, so that's...
You are glowing.
The beauty of a Hackney rooftop.
Do you know what I mean?
In the summertime.
Summertime.
But it was vibey because it was the Hackney half marathon in it. So it was
everyone was.
Yeah.
Everyone was so pumped. Yeah. They beat their personal best.
Yeah.
Yo, I beat my PB.
Yeah. And then get straight on the bags.
Yeah.
It's like 15 pints. It's like a reward. So
it cancels it out.
That was very fun.
Yeah, nice.
But what's been going on with you? We've got some updates.
Yeah, we've got some fun updates. So, I have an update about Femme Fatale tattoo.
Yeah.
So, obviously, as you know, my manager, you knew before everyone.
Yeah. I heard it first.
So, we moved the studio. A lot of people don't know this, but we moved the studio at Christmas, which was amazing. We downsized and became part of this co-op space, which is really nice, in Hackney Wick. And it's just a much more intimate space, and for me personally, it's just like a refresh. It's so nice for me to be in a new home.
Yeah.
As much as I loved the old Femme Fatale, I knew that, in a nutshell, it was like the recession, the evolution of FFTV, and all these other things where I was like, let me just downsize and make it more of a private studio, make it more intimate, not get rid of anyone. Obviously, we've still got like all the amazing artists from Femme Fatale still working, but I decided that we're in a new space. We need a change, and I feel like so much of the old Femme Fatale was the space, because it was so big and we filled it to the brim, and it was such an incredible 5 years to run that space. Like, I just think taking the name was like, it didn't feel right. So the news is that Femme Fatale is now no more.
Yeah.
And we have reopened a new private studio in Hackney Wick called Neutral Tattoo.
Ooh.
So Neutral Tattoo, I'm super excited about, because it's going to be the hub and the base of everything we do with FFTV. Is where I film the Under Your Skin episodes, and obviously it's where we work day to day, and we house all our amazing artists. So we're still up and running. We basically just have a new name and a new location. So I'm really excited to release some videos and stuff like that of the new space soon, and everyone will get to know it a bit more, and eventually we'll have a launch party.
Yeah.
But I'm slow with this stuff.
Well,
I like to take my time.
Yeah, you got some travelling and stuff coming up as well, but we will be having a flash day in June, so look out for that. That's going to be posted. But that's going to be like a little amuse-bouche to like the opening party, because we want to do something like fun.
So I'll be going away to work Cap City Convention in June in Sacramento with my girls Aurora and her. But while I'm away, the guys at the shop will be throwing a weekend flash event where basically you can get flash deals and everything's on limited prices, and we have like hundreds of flash designs, and everyone's up for tattooing anything, and it's just a great fun day, and we love doing it. And Jen will be there hosting, making sure everyone's got tea and refreshments.
Yeah, I'll be doing my bingo calls.
Yeah, exactly. MCing in the background, playing DJ. Yeah, so it's going to be really fun, and we're going to have some fun events there, and I'm just excited about the future. You know, I finally feel like everything is in a manageable space
it's just
for
aligning me, and like just really thinking about what your intentions are and what your goals are and how do we get there, and like everything's always going to be an evolution, and it's nice to look back on something so amazing and be like, we really did that, now let's take it to another level.
Exactly.
It's very exciting.
I'm very excited, yes. But let us move on to the next stage of the pod, which is what we're doing first.
Well, do you want to talk about the YouTube?
Yeah, let's talk about the YouTube. So anyone who is following us on our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel, we will be doing a subscription fee of $4.99, which will be available to anyone who wants to subscribe to a membership package. And basically what that will entail is you'll be getting extended cuts of the podcast and Under Your Skin, and eventually as the channel grows, the memberships will grow as well. So there will be lots of fun things in the future, prizes and giveaways and etc.
Yeah, and you know, just like support the thing, innit?
Support the thing,
you
yeah,
know, we
exactly.
We love like doing this for you guys, and you know, there's like so many more exciting projects on the horizon, and but we all know things cost money.
Exactly.
So if you like what you're hearing and you want to see our podcast grow, see more Under Your Skin and stuff, yeah, just $4.99. Like that's the price of a freaking pasty these days, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. I had a pasty today. You must be like, you must smell the aroma.
To be fair, that's like not,
it wasn't $4.99
it's not that out of the blue.
I got it from the garage.
Yeah. Oh.
To be fair though, can we just talk about this pasty for 1 minute? I won't go on for very long.
Pepper steak?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, not the pepper steak. I got a Cornish pasty.
Okay.
But it took me back to my childhood. Like, you know the nostalgic taste, how it can just take you back. Like, it took me back to Newton Ferrers.
And that's even crazy because it's just like a shell garage in Hackney.
I know, but once you've encapsulated the flavour of Cornwall and the West Country, you can't. It's basically just like meat and veg, with salt and pepper, heavy on the pepper, but fucking delicious.
You're such a pepper girly.
I am a pepper girl, yeah. Black pepper. But my mum was like, I know I am Caucasian, but non-practicing when it comes to seasonings.
You're not bland.
No, well, I grew up in the Middle East as well. So, like, my mum, she's, like, obviously been very influenced with her cooking over the years. But my mum just loves black pepper. There was always, like, you know, like, some households are, like, salt heavy. Yeah. Especially white households.
Yeah, pork and salt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, my mum was always, like, very heavy on the black pepper. Luke, our producer, is nodding his head. You're definitely a salt and pork kind of household.
Salt, pork and gravy.
Lovely.
Yeah. Fucking love gravy. Honestly though, like when Grace eats pepper, she goes proper red, you know, it's so cute. They do like these little like pepper goujon things. Like,
those things are heavily peppered.
They're heavily peppered, but it's just...
You were sweating as well, all right? Yeah, but they do these little chicken goujons in the garage and they're banging, but they're like very heavy on the pepper.
The first time we got them, she was like, I'm sweating. I turned around and she was all red. It was so funny.
It gives me a little like top lip sweat.
Yeah, but I think pepper sweat and pepper spice is a bit different. Because it's not like...
Chili spice don't make me sweat like that. It makes my body feel warm inside, but like pepper sweat makes me just like perspirate.
But I guess because it's like it makes you sneeze as well, so there must be something that it like activates some little...
There must be some secret antioxidant in there, you know.
Yeah, there's some sort of chakra aligning property in there, I'm sure.
I don't know, I just fucking like it.
Yeah, I love pepper, but it's never been like a main flavour for me.
I think about like buying expensive pepper meals all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, never have them.
Yeah, they look nice.
When I make my millions, that's what I'm gonna do.
I think that's always a sign of a wealthy household.
A very posh pepper meal. Yeah, like the ones you get in the Italian restaurants.
If you just got cash to throw away on a pepper mill and a salt grinder, like you got something to play with. You know what I mean? I just got the ones that it comes in.
I aspire for that. Yeah, I just get the little pre-ground plastic ones. I don't even
refuse.
bother with the grinder ones sometimes. I just get
Really?
that. Sometimes I get the powder. Sometimes
I can't do the pre-ground powder. For me, it's just like
I like both.
I can never get the amounts right.
It depends what I'm having though, because some meals warrant for ground and some meals warrant for powder. Yeah. Like if I want smash, for example, I'm gonna put powder.
Convenience.
I want powder in there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna make smash and then like grind pepper on top of it.
Some parsley.
No, I'm gonna dash some from the plastic little pot.
Yeah, Saxa.
Yeah, Saxa. That's the one.
Saxa vibes. I just find that like you can just go overboard way too easily with the powder. One.
But I'm heavy on the pepper, so I don't mind it. I live dangerously because I know I can handle it. Even though I swear.
Can you handle it?
Okay, and let's stop talking about pepper now because the Cornish pasty took us on a tangent.
Just talking about pepper that much anyway.
Back to the pod. 45 minutes, yeah?
On
we were trying to, with this time, we're trying to have 45 minutes. We'll do a 45-minute pod this time. We're really going to try.
Yeah, Luke, our producer, was literally like, yeah, all right. All the other one, waffle bags. So, you guys have been so good at sending stuff in. We've been absolutely loving it. Thank you so much, and please continue. Even if your thing doesn't get read out, like, on this episode, like, we're going to get round to all of them because, yeah, we appreciate you guys so much. It just makes it more fun for us as well, reading your stories.
100%.
We chat shit all day, and we can chat shit all day. I think you guys can probably tell that. But it's nice to have somebody else's voice in the mix because me and Grace will just go off on mad tangents. So thank you very much for that.
What about pepper?
About pepper and salt and how it's a sign of freaking affluence. I nearly said flatulence. Not the same thing. Anyway, so you guys sent in some ghost stories. Thank you very much.
Let's get spooky.
The first one I'm going to read is from Angus. Auto May Cry is their Instagram handle, at Auto May Cry. He does, really cool little illustrations, so definitely check him out, guys. If you send something in and you have like a little Instagram page with a little talent or something, like drop it, we'll give you a little shout out and that for the effort, do you know what I mean? I'm saying, like, we're happy to do that. Anyway, right, let's get spooky.
Clear the pipes.
It's Monday, the 6th of May, 2024, and I'm watching episode 10 while I drink my coffee and set up Photoshop and shit to get on with some work for the day. My ears pricked up when you asked for spooky stories because I have a banger with potential near future consequences.
God.
So it's summer 2008. I'm 16 and chilling on the weekend at home playing video games. I take 5 to tear my eyeballs away from the TV to grab a drink and some lunch, and it's sunny. The vibe is good. The house is bright and breezy with windows open. So I'm bouncing down the stairs, literally walking on sunshine. I hit the bottom, walk through the hall towards the kitchen, but just before I get there, I freeze next to the door to the front room. It's open, and in my peripheral freaking hell, man. I swear I can read and talk.
Okay.
It's open. Prove it. It's open, and in my peripheral vision, a completely black figure, similar in size to me, walking with a skip in their step, like me, passes me by in my house like it's nothing. I practically break my neck whipping my head around to see it, but it was out of view by then, and when I finally plucked up the courage to peek in the room, there was nothing there. Now you must be thinking, bright day, jumping at shadows much? Well, I was standing in the hall. There's no window or other light source that can cast a shadow in that direction, that pitch black. The fucker was upright. The fucker was upright, walking through the front room, mirroring my movement right up until I freeze and it's out of my sight. To this day, I'm convinced it was my doppelganger, my shadow self, lurking nearby. I haven't seen anything like it since, even when I jump at legit shadows. It's my birthday next week on the 15th of May. I'll be 32. Happy belated. I'll be 32, twice my age since then. And as it's creeping up, I've got such bad vibes, like it's time to see it again soon and it's going to claim me or something. I still get chills passing by that door sometimes. Hopefully I'll still be watching the podcast in 2025. Big up yourselves. Much love, Angus / Auto May Cry.
Fuck's sake. First of all, big up Angus. The way you wrote that is incredible. Sensational. But that sounds fucked.
Yeah, let us know if you're still about, because your birthday was 5 days ago.
Yeah, give us a little email just to check in. We'd like to know.
Just touch base. Let us know you made it home all right.
But do you believe in that with the whole like shadow self thing with like... Is that what that is? The whole shadow self thing? Like your ghost? Not your ghost, but like a shadow version?
I think there's like doppelgangers are like a creepy thing, and I think that like people do talk about
doppelgangers are people that look like you, though, right?
Yeah, but I think that there's like creepy ones.
There's a
like ghostly
one.
Yeah, ghostly doppelgangers, and like I've never really heard it called the shadow self, but I guess if you've seen a literal shadow of yourself,
yeah,
creeping about your house, especially
that's some Game of Thrones shit
on a bright sunny day as well. That's like, because I always like.
I'm picturing the guy that comes out the Red Witch's nun. Do you remember? She gives birth to the Shadow Man, and it goes and kills. What's his name?
The way you said, I'm picturing that guy that comes out of the Red Witch's nun. Oh God, I'm done. That is.
But if you saw that, you fucking shit yourself.
Yeah, well, if I saw a fully grown anything coming out of a nun, I'd be very, very concerned, especially the fact that you didn't get split in half. But I think, I don't know, with the shadow self stuff, like I've never heard it described of like an entity that was like in front of you like that. Do you know what I mean? And like, I know it sounds crazy, but I really want something like that to happen to me.
I've never seen it, but I think this is just me, like, because I'm a scaredy cat. But like, sometimes when it's all dark at night, like sometimes I'll come down to get something and I don't turn the lights on, I just walk around in the dark. But then sometimes I get this, you get that feeling, innit?
Being watched or
yes,
yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I always like, I always run up the stairs 2 at a time.
100%. Do you know what?
Trying to do it quietly.
Yeah, like. I always get scared. So you know, like, have you seen that episode of Buffy where they're like, I can't remember who's doing it, but someone's turning the swim team into like fishmen?
No, I haven't seen that. I watched Buffy, but like not like that.
I was like, and still am obsessed. I love Buffy, but there's like this episode fucking scared me shitless when I was a kid but I was looking away at the wrong bit. So I'd watch them getting turned and then I'd like cry and look away and then look back on the screen and it would just be like empty skin. But I didn't actually see like what happened in between. So my imagination just ran wild. But there's like a bit where like one of them comes through the toilet, innit? So when I say, even to this day, when I'm on my own in the house and I flush the toilet, I need to yak the toilet seat down and run out of there, boy. I swear down. Big old 30 years old, you know. But yeah, when you're home alone, I don't know, we got vivid imaginations as well. But I've never seen anything like concrete, do you know what I mean? To say, oh yeah, just more my own.
I've heard
scary
things
thoughts.
and I felt like something brushed past me that wasn't there.
Yeah.
But that could just be wind.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it could be anything.
It could. Yeah. You need to see it to.
I need to. Yeah, and even if it's like, I've not even seen anything like out of the corner of my eye. Do you know what I mean? Like I've never.
Is this you asking the universe for an encounter?
I don't know. At the same time.
Yeah. Because manifestation is real.
Yeah, I don't know at the same. But then I don't know. Yes, I guess I am, because I don't know if you're real, show me a sign, because I'm down to clown. But I personally have never had anything that I can say, oh yeah, because sometimes I'll see something out of the corner of my eye, but it's just a coat. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know them ones where you're like, huh!
Do you know what fucks me? Like, scares the shit out of me. Bags blowing, like a plastic bag on the floor, like blowing slowly, especially the black ones that you get from like the off license. Yeah. Like the amount of times.
In your house?
No, like on the street.
Oh, just like
the amount of times that happens. I actually have a vivid memory from being about 16 in Plymouth, and I was like walking out of my flat and down the road, and there was like a bag blowing down the road in like the street light.
Yeah.
In the corner of my eye, I assumed it was like a possessed cat just charging at me.
A possessed bag. Like, no, but it's ominous though.
Ominous.
Yeah, because it's like, especially when you look around and it's bare quiet, it's just like one little plastic bag or like a leaf that's like,
yeah, casting a spooky shadow.
Yeah.
Your shadow self.
Yeah, my shadow bag. I'd love a bag. Right. So this one is from Taff Stokes at Taff Stokes 09. Many years ago, when I first started living on my own, I hated it. I used to keep a baseball bat by the side of my bed. One evening I heard a noise at my front door and went downstairs to investigate, bat in hand. It was dark. Yeah, come on, armed to the teeth. It was dark but not pitch black as the streetlights outside were lighting the place up. I opened my front door on the chain and stared outside. I could feel my heart beating in my throat when all of a sudden I heard a loud shh.
No.
It came from behind me.
Behind her in the house?
Yeah, it came from behind me and blew in my ear. I went fucking nuts, swinging that baseball bat around in the air, knocking stuff off the shelves.
Yes.
When I calmed down, I realised my mother had fitted one of those Glade air fresheners that go off on a timer directly by the front door so that it smelled nice when visitors popped in for a visit.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
I am sure I was seconds away from a cardiac incident that night. Love the podcast, so entertaining. Thank you. That is brilliant.
Absolutely fucking brilliant. You would though, you'd fucking lose it. You'd lose it. Because those things have shook me up before. I remember staying at my friend Peggy's house and she had one in her front room and I didn't know it was there. And I was staying in the front room and it makes the little noise. You are like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking like, is there a camera? Is there a secret camera in here? What's going on?
I love how you're like, somebody's filming me. I would just be like, ghost! But also, if it was a ghost, don't tell me to shut up in my own house.
In it.
Who you shushing, bruv?
You get the bat.
Yeah, you get the bat just for that, for the audacity.
Her ear must have been smelling good.
Yeah, that is so funny. Because it's true, like, that is the type of shit. When you're home on your own as well. Because your senses are on high alert.
Of course, especially if you hear like fucking a crack of like a twig break or like a creak of a door.
Bro, they're swinging their bat around. The imagery on that one is fucking amazing. That is brilliant.
I think, right, because I can tell the difference between certain noises now. Like, I'll know when, I know any noise my cats make, so it doesn't scare me in it. So you just like learn, but you know if it would be like a foreign noise.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know the sounds of your house and the sounds of your animals and even the sound, like the common sounds that you would hear like around.
Because you hum desensitize them, innit? It's the abnormal sounds.
But even like with Reg, like Reggie will, when he's been away from the house for a little bit, because he gets used to sounds in another house, it takes him a while to stop barking at every single thing that he hears. Yeah. Because you do get used to the sounds that you always know, especially for girls like us, we're paranoid, bro. I'm on high alert.
All the time.
Yeah, even if I've locked the door and I've got the chain on, I'm like, what if they creeped in?
I plugged the door with a fucking framed picture.
Yeah. Like,
jam it up underneath the letterbox and push it in.
Because you don't know in it. What if you creeped in behind me when I came in? I didn't notice. Shh. Yeah. Going mad.
So just imagine coming down off the adrenaline from that and then realising you can smash up your whole hallway.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, brilliant.
But yeah, they were great guys. Please do continue to send in your ghost stories, especially if you've got funny ones like that. That air freshener one is brilliant.
Killer.
So yeah, please do keep on sending those in. And now it's time for Period Confessionals. Sponsored by Day.
So let's plug our little sponsor, Day. Big up, Day. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. Anyone who doesn't know about them, go and check them out. Incredible organic tampons and other things for women's health or anyone that has a uterus. So yeah, check them out. You can also get 15% off with POKES15 code.
Yeah.
So go and check it out. They also do this really cool thing, which I really like. Is you put in when your last cycle was and they send it just before your period so you know when you're going to get it.
That's so nice because, we spoke about this before of getting caught short and having to finesse a little ting out of nothing. And, it's nice that someone can just think of it for you.
Exactly.
And send some top quality products. So please do indulge, guys. Please keep sending in your period confessionals, guys. We're actually going to be running a little competition. So, yeah, there'll be a prize for the best story, a little daycare package. And for all the man them listening out there thinking, well, what about the men? Right?
What about us dick swingers?
Yeah, what about the straight white male? No, but for all the guys that are listening, we ain't forgot about you, rude boys. We've not forgot. We wouldn't do that to you, so we will be rustling up a little something, a little prize for the man dem. But you might even want to win the day package. Maybe you had a little ting on the side.
Maybe you just need to relax and put a CBD tampon up your bum.
Trust me, daddy. Because you know it hits harder when you boof. So
in the bugula.
Yeah, in the bugula when you shy the boof it. I'm
fucking done with you.
But yeah, don't feel left out, man, because yeah, we care about the men. I don't know why I did that so smarmy, but yeah. So period confessional. Hi, Jen and Grace. Hope you're doing well. I love watching your podcast while I'm working from home, and especially now as I'm starting my period in a few days. So I feel like my story could fit into a period confessional, though it's not as bloody as the other stories you've told. Anyway, I think it could give a good laugh. This was a few years ago, back in 2019. I just dropped out of art school, had to move back home, and my parents just announced their divorce. So I wasn't in a peak headspace. My co-worker at the time picked up on my gloom and offered to go swim and watch the sunset at the beach. Cute.
Very cute.
We spent the evening there. The swimming and talking was super helpful to clear my head. It was a perfect, wholesome late August night. We pack up my car and I begin to drive my friend Mary home. Mind you, after the beach, I look like a drowned rat. I'm not one for a glamorous soak, but more into thrashing around in the waves for a good time.
Yeah.
So my hair is slicked back, fashioned into a George Washington-esque hairstyle. And I'm wearing a ragged button down over my bikini. You sound like you're slaying the boots down house, girl, or whatever they say. Let me know if that's correct. Right, it's dark now, just about to turn onto Mary Street when I see lights flash behind me. This is my first time being pulled over, so on top of my nerves not being great and being on my period, this is the cherry on top for me not to act right. Honestly, fair enough. The police do incite that kind of response. I started crying to my friends, not knowing what to do. I'm almost unable to brake all the way, which was pissing off the cops even more. I finally pull into the car park and Mary prepared me with a way to keep me calm. I roll down the window and apologise to the officer for my nerves, saying it's my first time being pulled over, etc., etc. The cop tells me it's okay, but then asks if I'm high. To which I said I wasn't. It's probably just my nerves. Unhappy with my answer, he asked my friend and I to step out of the vehicle to search my car for any drugs.
Rude.
At the time, I was naive to the fact it wasn't legal, but I let him search my car anyway to avoid any trouble. His partner is making sure my friend and I have our hands on the car, and now everyone and their mother in suburbia is peeking out of their windows at us.
Just side note, this is in America, right?
Yeah.
This sounds very American.
Yeah, suburbia. This man is searching every crevice of my car. In between the cushions and every pocket of my friend and I's backpack, in which he found, and I quote, fire nugs. That is so like, hey, fellow kids. That he didn't fine us for, but likely took it for his own. Just when I think he can't search anymore, I see him open up my wallet. He carefully unzips the change compartment and I see him lift something from it and sternly exclaims, sniffing salts. It's dark now and I can't see what he pulled out, but I know for shit sure it's not sniffing salts. Fucking hell, bro.
Some tongue twisters in there for you.
You lot are really testing me this week. But I know for shit sure it's not sniffing salts. That's actually quite good vocal warm-up, I think. Or anything of the nature. He steps in closer, reaching his palm out to reveal a non-applicator tampon with pink little paisley flowers. I'm pretty sure that I went into shock and blurted out exactly what it was to him. I can feel Mary to my side struggling to hold in her laugh, and the cop pesters me in disbelief. After a few back and forths, he takes it into his car for inspection, leaving us alone with his massive, bald, sunglassed partner. It could have been 5 minutes, it could have been 20, but I felt every second pass in great detail as I'm left to imagine a grown-ass man with a gun unravelling the pink floral plastic to reveal the strange cotton artifact. Finally, a door swings open and his eyes do not leave the ground. He hands that unpackaged tampon back to me.
Brother,
throw it in a bin. You've handsed it up. Do you think I'm going to put that in my nun?
Yeah, you've put your dirty hands on it, bro.
Yeah.
You think I'm putting that in my vagina? You got nothing.
Yeah, dirty pig fingers. I'm good. I don't want to catch nothing. Finally, a door swings open and his eyes do not leave the ground. He hands the unpackaged tampon right back to me, grabs his partner, tells me to have a nice night and books it. I can't tell if this is a if you don't laugh about it, you cry about it situation, but it absolutely confirmed to me that women and non-binary folk alike are the smart asset of the human race. And whenever I see the applicator-free tampons, I'm immediately thrown back to that moment. It doesn't matter how girly pop your tampons are, men just seem oblivious to it all. Anyway, I'll be ordering those CBD tampons just in time for my cycle. Hope it made you chuckle a little. Cheers, Ashlyn. Fucking hell.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, first of all. That's fucked. But thank God that this tampon there was there to make this man feel so awkward that he just wanted to fucking... He went into flight mode, bruv. He was like, I gotta get out of here.
I gotta go.
How many holes are down there? I don't know.
It's just so funny to me that, like, why would you not just take my word for it? What did you think you was gonna unravel? Like, it's a tampon, bro. Like,
but even if they thought that they were hiding something in the tampon, like, inspect it and then, like,
throw
dash
it
it away. But the fact that you gave it back means unwrapped means that you have no idea what to do with this thing.
Have you ever even seen a vagina?
Vagina. The art makes it royal.
Give me some of that vagina. Yeah, well, that's freaking police for you, innit?
Yeah, well.
ACAB
for life. Shout out to all the policemen that listen to our podcast.
Yeah. We love y'all too.
No, we don't. Get her better job. Freshen me up, love. I'm fucking gasping. Break. Oh.
Absolutely, punch. Sorry, darling.
For anyone watching on the YouTube in the video, they'll see Mildred's beautiful new Minnie Mouse jumper. Wow, look at you. Gorgeous. You're fucking gorgeous, honey.
She looks absolutely adorable, but when Meggie puts it on, she looks like a council estate mum. It's just been run ragged.
Get in the ass!
Yeah. Are you in or you out? Right.
Yeah. What we got next?
We've got some questions.
Give me a question. And then I want some dinner because I'm fucking starving.
I'm starving. I want to eat.
What? Ask me these fucking questions.
At least 30 chicken nuggets. All right.
Heavily peppered.
From Rye. Hey, Grace and Jen. Firstly, I absolutely love your podcast and I'm super happy to be able to support FFTV. Aww,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Big up yourself.
I've been following Grace's work on art since back in the old Tumblr days. Ooh. And I'm also a huge fan of the Needles and Pins series. It's great to now be able to send in some questions and connect with you both. I have been hand-poke tattooing part-time for about 10 years. However, I have struggled to make the transition to full-time and make a living as an artist. I'm curious to ask Grace if she has any suggestions or tips for building and retaining clientele, along with anything else that she may find helpful to share. I'm also curious to ask how she chose her professional name, Neutral, the meaning behind it, and why she chose to use a pseudonym. Thank you both so much for taking the time to read my message, and I look forward to future episodes.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, the name
there's some
thing
PS's, sorry.
Oh, okay, PS. Sorry.
PS, a few episodes ago, Grace mentioned she has family in Canada. I am from/live in Vancouver, so it was cool to find out she has connections there. A large part of how I got inspired to pursue hand-poke tattooing was through connecting with my Canadian Indigenous heritage. You lot are trifling today, bro.
These long-ass words you're giving Jen.
Like, damn. As we have a large variety of tattoo styles, practices and traditions throughout our history and culture, thought Grace might find this interesting to look into more, as I know she enjoys learning about traditional body art across the world. PPS. Jen, I only just found about you through this podcast, but wanted to say I think you're rad and hilarious. You both balance each other's energy very well on the show, and your dog is adorable.
Aww, shout out.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a lot to answer there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've got a great memory because, sharp as a tack up here. So let's start with question 1. The question was about how to transition from being a part-time to a full-time hand poker.
Yeah, and retaining clientele and stuff.
Well, it's hard to say because I don't know everyone is different and on your own unique personal life and what's going on around you and your circumstances. I wouldn't give anyone straight up advice of how to change jobs, but I would just say, like, if you can create an environment where you can still pay the bills, just throw yourself into tattooing. Like, maybe just wean it down so you're working, like, if you've got a job that will guarantee the rent and the bills, and then you can take any time that you have on top of it, build up your clientele, and then you can just nip it in the bud. Like, I've had artists who have worked for me, like Elise, who works for us. She worked in a betting shop when I first worked. She'd been an amazing hand poke artist for like 10 years, but she still hadn't made that fully transition yet.
To make it a proper living.
And she worked part-time in a betting shop.
Did she really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
You can imagine Elise in a betting shop. She'd thrive.
Yeah.
But she was doing that, and then she was doing the tattooing, and I just said to her, like, just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Like, put the fire under your ass a little bit. I'm not saying that's what this woman should do. I don't know her circumstances, but
it's
just prepare yourself. If you're in a part-time job and you're part-time hand poking, then my advice for you would be to work on your client basis so you can be full-time. And the biggest advice I could do to that is your client basis will naturally grow if your professionalism is on point.
There, yeah.
And that's just like basic things, just like understanding that it's my duty of care to look after this person when they come through the door, and also what I'm going through that day is not
anything to do with
them, and I have to leave that at the door when I step in the studio. So obviously everyone has bad days. We can't be perfect all the time,
of course, yeah.
But to set the standard that you want for yourself in tattooing, it's things like showing up before your customers there, being prepared, having fun, making conversation, being lighthearted, trying to create as much of a easy environment, and try and work and find a connection with your customer. If you find a connection with your customer and they like the work that you do, they will come back every time.
Yeah. Well, I think it's invaluable, being personable and engaging and nice and professional. That can go a long way, even I think when you're doing anything as an independent artist, whether that's acting, singing, tattooing, dancing, comedy, whatever, it is hard graft to make it happen, to make that your full-time hustle. But the amount of opportunities I've had just because I've shown up on time, I've been nice, I've been sociable with people, I've asked questions about the person and actually listened, it goes a long way.
Yeah, actually caring goes a very long way.
Because that's how you make connections with people. And at the end of the day with tattooing, it's something so intimate, and it's something it takes a lot of trust for you're putting something on someone's skin for life.
Absolutely.
And it's painful as well,
For sure.
So you want people to feel safe and accommodated.
And I've said it before, but you're only as good as the last tattoo you did as well. So just approach every tattoo like it was going to be the last, and you want to make the biggest fucking statement with this tattoo and make sure that you send this person off. Because ultimately you send every customer that you send out the door is like a walking billboard for you, right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that the fucking billboard's looking on point.
Yeah.
So wherever they go, people are going to see your work, and people are going to be like, oh, that's sick. Then they're going to ask about you. And also, it's the simple things. If you give someone a good experience, they'll go and tell a couple people.
If
you give someone a bad experience, they will tell 50 fucking people.
Yeah, that's going on online.
Yeah.
On social media, yeah.
So you just have to remember, that you're there to provide a service, and we are service. Tattoo is our service providers at the end of the day, and I think sometimes we forget that when the midst of all the like popularity of tattooing and the ego, and because tattooing is full of ego, and we all have one, and we've all battled with one.
Of course, yeah.
Like myself not excluded from that, you know, like it's character building, like breaking down your ego and working out like why you protected yourself, and we'll get into that another time, but you just got to stay humble and stay grounded and do your best.
And just it's a two-way street, and I think sometimes you can have artists that make you feel like you're lucky to even be in their presence, and it's like at the end of the day, I'm fucking paying you money for a service. Like, let's be respectful both ways, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're marking someone for life. I wouldn't understand why you wouldn't want to give them a really good experience.
Exactly, and not just make them feel like a crumb.
What was the next bit?
The next one was where did neutral come from?
That's
the meaning behind it, and why did you choose a pseudonym?
This is gonna be the quickest answer. I was sat in front of my laptop. I needed to think of a name because I didn't want my government name to be out there like that. And at the time, obviously, like the times have changed now, but this was like 15 years ago, and I just thought it sounded cool.
Yeah.
There's no meaning. It is like the deadest story
Simple ever. As that, baby.
How did you come up with that?
Yeah.
It was the only thing that I thought sounded all right.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of like a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because it's neutral.
Because
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah! There you go.
Yeah, Great Switzerland.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm not opinionated at all, honey.
Don't ask me. I'm just a girl.
Exactly.
That is so funny. And yeah, well, that's it. You heard it here first, folks. The thing is, you know what? Because if you just quickly before we sign off, because this is around a time when people was calling themselves like Sally Savage or like.
It was like the Suicide Girls, Front Girl era. Do you know what I mean? It was like alternative culture was being like heavily fetishized, and all of a sudden, there was things like Front magazine on the fucking shelves, which was basically like a nuts magazine.
Goths.
Yeah, Nuts, like an alternative Nuts magazine.
Yeah.
And for anyone in America who doesn't know what Nuts magazine is, basically like a trashy magazine with like football girls, like soccer girls, and girls, like sports girls wearing like nothing or topless.
Glamour models.
Glamour models, yeah. And pick up all the glamour models making their money.
Trust me,
go and get your money. Get your chebs out. But so things like Front magazine and Suicide Girls, that was all booming back then. And then in the days of Tumblr as well, because I had a Tumblr, historyofweedcraft.tumblr.com. It's still out there. I haven't accessed it in years, but it's still this like whole archive of my fucking life when I was young. And I just like reposted all the things I was into. It's mainly just weed, body modification, and like cute goth chicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I used to like repost and use that as kind of like a hub of all of the shit that I used to love. And there was so much of that stuff on there, and like tattooing became like popular, and then tattoo girls became popular, and then we became like fetishized, and that was that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think there was like, because when I was in school, I was obviously like proper little fucking emo scene kids.
I seen you with your fringe.
Yeah, and everyone used to just ask me if I was a slag.
Fucking dead.
I mean, I was, but it had nothing to do with the fringe.
You read me right.
Yeah,
but...
yeah. No, fair play. But at the same time, you don't know me like that, fam. It had nothing to do with me listening to Fall Out Boy. That was just...
That's, the scene emo kid. Like, I wasn't that, though. I was like a punk goth kid.
Yeah, punk goth
but I was
kid.
still a slag.
But I think that you was like... This is like, for me, like 2007, 2008, when I was like 14.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think it was more punk, goth, grunge, kind of vibes before, and then little wet bag emo scene kids came out. I'm not okay.
I did like some emo bands though, like brand new.
We had
like
our
them.
fucking little emo sessions.
At
the shop. Yeah.
Yeah, the girls love to play like a emo playlist, and I think I can sing along to a good 50-60% of it.
Most of them. To be honest.
Finch.
Yeah.
Funeral for a Friend.
Yeah, Finch.
Oh, it's all
amazing.
coming back. They're such a sick band. I was into emo.
Yeah.
Take it back.
But I think you can listen to the music without
we listen to everything, don't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we're chatting absolute shit. It's time to wrap the shit
It's
up.
time to
we're not making sense
get
anymore.
Peppered, yeah.
We're gonna get a pepper steak.
I'm gonna go get me pepper goujons.
So next week I'll be refreshed and not so overworked, and you will not be so overworked and hungover.
Yeah. Next week we'll come back with some fresh vibes. And we're
fresh out of the gate.
Exactly, like we said, keep sending in the tinglings. There's gonna be a giveaway, so watch out for that. And
you don't even know what you're talking about.
If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window.
It was great chatting with you, babe. I missed our mic time.
Yeah. All right. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.